Okay, so hello, popping in here to answer for it's our money talk section, and I'm in here talking about an amazing question that I received via email, and the question was, what happens when you follow and you trust and you follow your intuition, and it doesn't work out? Okay, so this is an amazing question. And I know that you're probably thinking to yourself, wait, this is the money talk section. You usually answer our questions about money. And I'm telling you that this is related. So, and you're going to see in just a moment. Okay, so I love this question because there is a belief that when you get an intuitive hit, or there can be a belief, when you get an intuitive hit, and that your intuition gives you this amazing idea that we're like, okay, this is amazing. Everything is going to be hunky-dory and everything is going to work out perfectly because I am following my intuition. And my intuition is leading me to this. And this is where we're going. And this is what it's going to look like. And it's going to go 1, 2, 3 in this amazing way. And it's all going to flow beautifully and perfect because I followed my intuition. And sometimes things can work out like that. Totally possible. And sometimes it just totally does just work out like that. And other times it doesn't, right? Other times, and this is what I feel like is our attachment to an outcome. And this can show up in manifesting. See, I told you we're going to get into money and manifesting. This can come in manifesting when we're holding on to how we think the money needs to come in. I'm going to sign up a coaching client, and that's how that money is going to come in. I'm going to, XYZ is going to happen, and that's going to pay for that bill, right? And this is how we tend to think. And that, 1 + 1 = 2. And this is just this logicalness step. But the thing with our intuition is it's not logical. It is logical, but it doesn't always use logic. Okay. So, okay. And what I mean by this is sometimes we don't know what we actually need. We don't know what those next steps are, or that piece of the puzzle is along the way that we need to pick up and gather to go to the next level, the next step, the next income level, the next business level, the next work job level, whatever that is. We don't know all the things that we need all the time. And so, and because we're, co-creating, and because intuition, you're, working with universe, God, spirit, source, mother nature, whatever this, Buddha, whatever the word is for you, you are working with that. And the way that that energy works is to the highest good for all. It's for, leading you and guiding you so that you have the support along the way that you need, the tools, the nuggets of wisdom, all of that. So sometimes when we follow our intuition, and let's say shit hits the fan, the whole thing breaks down. It is a hot ass mess. It is disaster. The crash has occurred, all of that. It doesn't mean that you did something wrong. It doesn't mean that you messed up and that, oh my God, I can't trust myself. I should have had more facts. I should have gathered more stats. I should have done more research, right? Like all the things that happen when we follow our intuition, and we believe, we think it didn't work. And so then we start to judge ourselves. And then what happens? We can become very analytical, very like, oh, next time I need numbers, facts, proof, evidence, support, all of that to support me in making my decisions. And it's not that those things are bad. It's just that sometimes when it comes to your intuition, it's more of a nudge. It's more of a pull. It's more of a feeling. It's like, even when you're tired, there's still that pull, right? And when And I encourage you to dive in and figure out, and well, not figure out, but feel into how your intuition speaks to you. Like, how do you know when it's your intuition, right? Like, this is so cool to find out because each of our bodies is different, each of how we operate is different. And I feel like my intuition speaks to me through so many ways. And I'm sure like we could probably have just a chat on this of like, sometimes it's through a song, music, a person. Sometimes I'll be talking in my Voxer app because there's like a great note section. And like just today this happened. And when I went to go, I left myself a note for later, actually for this live. And I'm like, you got to talk about this. This is the thing coming up, And when I hit back and I hit play, it said, I said, this is your intuition talking. But it's like, but I knew it wasn't me, and I knew it was my intuition talking through me. It's really cool. I know sometimes this stuff sounds weird, but it's what happened. So that's how, like, for me, how intuition can show up. So when it doesn't work out, the thing that intuition led me to, I know that it's not that it didn't work out. It's that I'm judging it, that it didn't work out the way that I wanted it to. Okay. So, and there will be instances like I had an instance just this week where I was mad. I followed my intuition. I followed my gut, and I'm like, something is here for me. Something is here for me. So I have a question for you. For if this has ever happened to you, or if this has currently been your experience, this information is coming through at this time for a particular person, whoever that gets to be. And maybe it's multiple people. So a question that I have for you, when you have followed that nudge, you have followed that energy and it hasn't worked out, and you have felt that anger, and you have felt that rage, and you have felt that disappointment, and you have felt that suckiness, whatever it is. And because that's how you're going to process, right? Moving through that is going to lead you to the golden nuggets that are hidden within. Ooh, that was intuition talking. Going through the crud is going to lead you to what is within. Okay. It's going to, so, and a question I have for you is, what is opening up here that I am not seeing? And I even like to add, please show me. Because when you start asking better questions, you get better answers. When you're making statements and questions like, what did I do wrong? How did I mess this up? I am so stupid. Like, that is not going to get you better answers. That is going to keep you in a cycle of not trusting yourself and preventing you from, or it's going to be a block that gets in the way of you developing a deeper relationship with your intuition, because it gets to continue to evolve, right? This just keeps going and going and going, this relationship with your intuition. You are opening up a conversation. You are opening up a relationship with, universe, God, spirit, source, mother nature, Buddha, nature, whatever your higher power is. That is what you are doing. So when you hear that voice, and it might even be your voice, mine speaks to me in my voice, but when I hear that, I'm like, okay. And I know just to follow it. And when it leads me somewhere where I wasn't expecting, I now am not like, no, this was wrong. No, I'm like, okay, what's up? What's going on here? What's this showing me? What do I need? And I tell you time and time again, it's a nugget that I need to go to that next level, to go to that next place, to go to that next shift, place, circumstance, situation. It's a skill that I need to develop. It's a tool I need to develop, something like that. So, and I wanted to come in here and talk about this today, because how this can show up with money is, like, let's say there's a job promotion. Like sometimes, people have a couple of choices to make of like, which job do I want? And sometimes it can be like which house to buy, which city or state to move to. Should we move? Should we not move? Right? Like there's all kinds of times when relying and trusting your intuition come up. And it's wonderful to be able to know in your bones when you're making the right decision. And because you feel it when it's the right decision. It's this pull. It's just, come on, keep going. It's light. It might not be easy to do, but it's within you. You feel that it's there. Yeah, you feel it. Anyway, So how this can show up with money is like, let's say that there's a job you want to take or a business you want to open, or you want to move your business into your home. I know for me, like that was a really hard time for me. I had 4 locations. I was, just busy, and I wanted to work from home. But that was like, how am I, like, it was like a 30-minute distance between where I was working and my home. And it was, I know for some people, like, a 30-minute commute might not seem like a lot, but just for perspective here, in my area, you can get to most places in 8 minutes or less. So when you have a 30-minute commute each way, so imagine so it would be like me asking someone who usually drives 5 to 8 minutes for a massage to now drive 60, which is now double the time. And especially when people were already because at the time I was a massage therapist, retired now. Now I just full-time coach coaches and amazing women, who are looking to become financially free. But the whole point here is I wanted to work from home. And I knew it was going to be asking a lot of my people to travel that far, but my gut just kept pinging and pinging and pinging and pinging and just kept going. And I just followed it. I just followed it. And it turned out to be an amazing, I knew all along it was hard. It wasn't always easy. And it was a shift and a transition, but I just knew it was what was right for me. So I encourage you to, when there's these decisions, what is your intuition saying? What is your body saying? Is this a yes for you? Right? Because, sometimes, we're looking for money, and sometimes it can be, and I heard this in my emails this week too, of like, I really like this particular job, but I can't make a living at it. But what I see that person's intuition is talking, right? And it's like guiding them and leading them. But the brain kicks on and says, but you can't make money at that. How do you make money at that? And I just want to say that this is an opportunity to dig in and ask, what is opening up here that I am not seeing, right? Because this is a two-way street. It's not just like this idea comes in and then like you have to just like go and do it, right? Like this is a communication. You get to ask questions of like, okay, what's going on here? What's opening up, right? And then you start to receive like, oh, okay. It's not like a full-on conversation all the time, but it's just like these pings, these pulls where you're being led to just deepen and further that connection with your intuition. And that can lead to job opportunities. That can lead to opening up your business. That can lead to manifesting thousands and tens of thousands and, all kinds of money, tens and thousands of tens and tens. Do you ever see that Mayhem commercials? It's going to get tens and tens of views, tens and tens of thousands of dollars, right? And this is how we do it. This is, a part of this is your intuition. It's following those nudges that leads to the next thing. It's like writing that email, and then that person asked that question, and then, oh my gosh, here's this. And then it just is this unfolding, this flow that gets to come in. So the next time that you follow your intuition and you're feeling like it's not working out, I encourage you to ask this question: what is opening up that I am not seeing? Because we get to release the attachment of how we think things are going to look when we follow our intuition, and what things actually look like when we follow our intuition. And again, that is often two very different things. Okay. Like, again, we think hunky-dory, I'm following my intuition. This is amazing. I'm off to the races. I'm going to be like, woohoo. And that is sometimes the case. And sometimes it's like, okay, I followed my intuition, all the nudges there, the signs were there, and like shit hit the fan. And it's like, okay, what was in the shit hitting the fan? What's there for you? What is opening up that you are not seeing? That is the question. You will receive the answer. And, and following those intuitive hits also are leading us and guiding us to becoming financially free. So let me know how this is resonating. Drop any questions you have below that. Thank you for the questions that were coming in the emails. And it was kind of a little combination there of combining those two, of bringing in that money piece, those nudges, because I also have been hearing this question of, I would love to do this for my work, but I can't make money at it. And it's an invitation to a deeper conversation that gets to happen. Because again, when you know what you love to do, when you're like, that would be amazing, that would be killer, and to get paid to do it, right? Like, I invite you to ask, what's going on here? What are you trying to show me? What am I not seeing? Please show that. All right, everybody, have an amazing day. Have an amazing weekend. Happy Friday.